Global happenings today. We communicate. We analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, great people. Welcome back to our channel. We're so excited to have you again. The issue of emergency rule in Rivers State has escalated to the United Nations, and it's shocking the group that had to extend the report down there. According to the new civil society group, Save Democracy Vanguard has written to the United Nations over the declaration of emergency rule in Rivers State. In a letter addressed to the United Nations Secretary General and signed by Dr. Ali Mohammed Ali, Executive Director of the group Save Democracy Vanguard, described the situation in Rivers State as a national emergency and accused the federal government of allowing the illegal suspension of democracy in the Nigeria oil-rich state. The group wondered the country's democracy is on the red line and could collapse if the international community fails to act now. In his words, he wrote, this is no longer an internal matter. What we are witnessing in Nigeria, particularly in Rivers State, is a complete deviation from the democratic process. The international community must not look away while constitutional order is being dismantled with the silent backing of the federal authority. A major Nigerian state has been handed over to the military in broad daylight. The installation of a sole administrator in place of elected officials and the removal of Governor Similare Fubara without due process amounts to a civilian coup and should be treated as such. It is deeply troubling that while terrorists and bandits continue to sack communities and murder innocent citizens across several states without the declaration of emergency rule, the federal government chooses to impose what is effectively military rule in Rivers over a political disagreement between two individuals. Save Democracy Vanguard described the action in Rivers as setting a dangerous precedent that could destabilize the entire country if not addressed immediately. According to them, they said that the declaration of a state of emergency in Rivers is an assault on the will of the people. A state that voted for its leaders now finds itself under the grip of a single individual with no mandate. The sole administrator, Iborete Ibas, has sacked local government officials and heads of government institutions in the state. He is ruling by decree. This is a tragedy for democracy in Africa's most populous nation. The group noted that this crisis in Rivers State has triggered widespread protests, particularly among women who have taken to the street to demand the reinstatement of Governor Fubara and the restoration of democratic rule. According to them, it says, our mothers, sisters, and daughters in Rivers are leading peaceful demonstrations daily. They are crying out for justice, for democracy, and for the return of the elected governor. They are not only defending Fubara, but defending the principle that power belongs to the people. On the economic front, the group said that the ongoing crisis has crippled the state and discouraged investment. It said businesses are shutting down, workers are afraid, contractors have fled. The state's economy is at a standstill. No investors want to operate in a state where the rule of law is suspended and the constitution is optional. We are calling on the UN and all lovers of democracy to step in immediately. Nigeria's democracy is bleeding. Rivers is the latest victim. If nothing is done, the Rivers experience will spread to other states and the country may collapse into anarchy. The people have done their part. Now the international community must not fail them. Those were the write-up, or that was the message sent across to United Nations, and it has triggered a lot of reactions among Nigerians, considering the fact that, just as it stated, this is a silent coup taking over a civilian or a democratically elected personality off. And this is even done by an democratically elected president. For him to suspend and bring in a military person to rule leaves Nigerians with so much questions. My colleague is in the house, and we just want to talk about this. There are some pressing issues that she has made mention of, talking about the democracy vanguard. They've talked about so many issues, and right now it seems as though, just like they have clearly stated, that it is beyond the internal boundaries of Nigeria. It is affecting democracy, and democracy is a world-class system of government that demands the people to be in charge of leadership. But unfortunately, the military has stepped in now. Do you think that this move by this individual would in any way help restore about democracy in Nigeria, writing to the UN and making demands that they should step in because of the situation on?
Well, if you ask me, it's a good move, but I think the worst case scenario we are seeing here is maybe Nigeria being sanctioned, but it can only be Nigeria can be sanctioned if Nigeria itself, goes against democratic tendencies, democracy as a nation. But for individual states, it's good to know they are drawing international community's attention to it, so that there will be external pressure and as well as internal pressure.
According to them, they say the fear is that it may escalate. It's an experiment on one state.
Yes,
they
normally.
Say the fear is that it may possibly escalate. So
usually, that's what our politicians are known for.
Okay.
They are doing what we call test run. See the will of the people. If the people would fight or resist, and thus far, the people are playing safe. They're playing cool. Fubara is giving the same instruction that Peter Obi gave in the beginning: calm down, calm down. After a while, legality will be legalized. Illegality will be legalized. Normalities will become normal. And we'll now begin to create another dimension of democracy that have never been created anywhere in the world. It was still in this same country, Nigeria. Nigeria moved from democracy to judocracy, where whatever it is we do, whatever elections we think we have conducted, whatever voting we thought we have voted, and when the right time comes, they will hit the court where the true democracy or judocracy that takes place in Nigeria will take place, where the judiciary will now take time and pick the people whom the elite wants. It has become a norm to the point that now Supreme Court is giving mandate or giving verdict that's almost alien to the Constitution. And of course, people are reacting. So they're testing the grounds, testing the water, adjusting democracy to suit the elite or to suit them. And at the end of the day, it's good to know that there's someone who's taking it to the United Nations. I just, even for anything for the records, I probably hope we begin to sanction Nigerians. But sincerely speaking, if I want to be truthful to myself, and I'm sure Nigerians know this very truth, that the UN will not come down and actually help you to correct your nation. The citizens themselves need to know at some point that power belongs to them, and they should be willing to take back that power. The truth of the matter is the politicians, the elites, have taken power away from the people. Their votes don't count. Their voice don't count. Whatever the elite says, laws, bit by bit, you get to a situation and to a process where the Constitution now will be probably only applicable for the poor, for the average Nigerian, and the elite will become above the Constitution. They will be above the rule of law. It is only applicable when it is in their favor. But when it is no longer in their favor, then the Constitution be damned. We're getting there. And if this, particular tenor or particular government scales through this whole process and there is no reaction from Nigerians, it will become a new dimension of politics, of which the next person who will take over from there will improve more on the corruption we have gotten. And I do not know what country will call Nigeria when eventually that happens. So I feel at this point in time, it's good to get the international community, pressure them to come, but onus is on Nigerians really to correct their wrongs.
All right, that's where we'd like to leave it. Let's meet in the comment section and talk more.